Hello, my name is Sewon, and I am a third core student at Sewon University. Today, I will be discussing how to separate study spaces from rest spaces using productivity tools and how this can help create a more effective learning environment for me. Since COVID-19, many people have been studying and working at home at the same time, which has led to a significant decrease in concentration and productivity. I've experienced this myself. When my study space and rest space overlapped, I couldn't fully regain my energy even though I knew I needed to study, and I still couldn't focus properly. After entering Teja University, I found that the same problem still remained. In this video, I will explain how to mentally separate study and rest environment without changing the physical space. Regarding studying and work, my biggest weakness is a lack of willpower, while my greatest strength is that I can maintain focus well. I have always struggled to get started with studying. To address this, I plan to use the principle of conditioned reflexes. Just as Pavlov showed that a neutral stimulus, like the sound of the bell, can trigger instinctive reactions such as salivation. I plan to use this principle to create a study mode switch. I plan to use electronic music as a signal for study. Music has always given me energy and motivation, especially electronic music, and so I have decided to harness that for studying. Whenever I start studying, I will play energetic music such as Sinko's Gizmo or Kisma's Fly Again to overcome the initial boredom and slowness before focus sets in. By repeating this routine over time, I will train my brain to automatically switch into focus mode. Additionally, I plan to use study mints along with the music by associating the refreshing sensation in my mouth and the alertness it brings with studying. I hope to strengthen my focus. By repeating this routine, I believe that even if the physical space remains the time, I can mentally distinguish it as a study space. I also plan to experiment with simple study signals such as turning on my desk lamp or organizing my notes and selecting a few that work best to create my personal start signal. I also plan to use smartphones as apps productively. While smartphones can be distracting, but if it used wisely, they can be excellent tools. For example, I will study virtually when others using StudyStream or use Endel to play white noise that helps me concentrate. If my smartphones become a distraction, then I will use the screen time feature to limit its use during study periods. A potential scenario would be that the moment I sit at my desk, I gain energy by listening to exciting electronic music while popping two study mints in my mouth and organizing my notes to center my mind. Once I am fully focused, I will stop the music and listen to white noise. If my phone distracts me, I will lock it using screen time. I will also integrate the Perdomo technique. If my focus drops, I will meditate briefly to regain my energy, and then resume studying with electronic music to avoid overly long breaks. In this way, by combining the principle of conditioned reflexes with methods that works well for me, personally, and modern technological tools, I expect I can clearly distinguish between study and rest. I hope this approach helps reduce the gray areas where I feel anxious for not focusing or guilty while resting, so that I can maximize my strength, minimize my weakness, increase study efficiency, reduce stress, and ultimately improve my overall quality of life. I believe this routine will help me become a better student and a better scholar. Thank you for listening.